7 o'clock, and we will start our meeting. The first item on our agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. So if everyone would join with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And something else that we like to share during our meetings is the vision, mission, and the core beliefs or core values. And tonight we're going to share the vision and mission. The vision of Bloomfield School District is engaging, educating, empowering everyone every day. And the mission is the Bloomfield School District engages our students in learning, educates our students in academic and life skills, empowers our students for the future, and embraces everyone's differences every day. All right. The next item on our agenda is recognition of the Students of the Month, and we will start with the Bloomfield Elementary School first.
Okay, first one I'm going to call, I've got 3 tonight. So the first one will be Nathan Crane. Nathan, go ahead and come on in here, buddy. All right, come on, so kind of a story behind Nathan here. Nathan is our Student of the Month for January of 2020. So what happened here was he was the January, Mom couldn't make it January or February, so we put him on the March agenda, and then COVID hit. So I forgot all about it. Nathan has reminded Mom repeatedly. So we talked today, and I'm like, you're free, come on up, we'll get this thing taken care of. Note is there were 3 on that agenda for that board meeting. So I've got a couple more kids I need to talk to that I may have forgotten to give their awards to. So here we are. So we're going to lead off with Nathan. We got a January from 2020. We also have a January from 2021 here today. So I was laughing a little bit because I told him, I said, you know, when they win, we put their picture and everything and some of their answers on the bulletin board across from the hallway there. And it stays there for a year until the next year that person wins. So his has already been removed a couple days ago, and his has been put into play, and I never did give this poor guy his award. So we're going to do that tonight. That sound good? All right, man. I forgot about giving it to you, but we still appreciate everything you did. Student of the Month is a big deal. That's a big deal, yes, sir. Okay, so this is Nathan Crane. He was a first grader in Miss Taisha's class. Which class are you in now?
Yeah.
Miss Brewer. So he's a second grade, Miss Brewer. So we passed you on. You got to go to second grade?
Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. So he is the son of J.R. and Amy Ross. They were right over here. And I asked him, you know, how many brothers and sisters do you have? And counting step siblings tonight, it's like 3 sisters and 2 brothers. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm trusting you in your math. Okay. All right. So his favorite subject, this is going to be a theme tonight, by the way. PE, physical education. He loves PE. And his hobby, his favorite hobby, at least a year ago, was he liked to jump on the trampoline. Right? Still like to do that? All right, good. That hasn't changed. I asked him what his favorite food was. He said cheese pizza. Still the same? All right, I figured that. Favorite color? Blue. Still good? All right, well, you're a man of consistency. Favorite movie? Now, I don't even know what this is. It's called Bunk. Is it still your favorite movie? Yeah? All right. I have no idea. What is it?
I deleted Netflix.
All right, then. So you don't get to watch it much then? Okay. All right. Well, you're going to have to get a new favorite movie now. Okay. So his teacher, I always ask the teachers for a quote. Why did you choose this student for Student of the Month? And Ms. Kaish wrote back and said, Nathan is a hardworking student and a kind classmate. He is very respectful and always does his best in class. He is always willing to help out anyone else, which makes him a great asset to the class. Is all that still true?
Yeah.
All right, I'm glad to hear it. So I want to give him, a year later, his award for Student of the Month. in front of that cardinal there. There we go. Better smile, Mom. 1, 2, 3. Come on, man. Good job. Okay, now my second student of the month. This is for the month of December. This is Colton Orr. So Colton, come on up here, buddy. So Colton couldn't come last month because he was at home sick. So he had to miss it. So I told him to get him here in January. So Colton is a second grader in Miss Abrams' class. If I'm messing anything up, you gotta tell me, okay? Quietly, I don't want them to know. Okay. Colton is the son of Charlie and Nicole Orr, and they're over here. Proud parents should be very proud of their young man. He has one brother. Do you like him?
Yeah.
And one sister. Do you like her?
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta protect your sister, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Favorite subject? I told you it was gonna be a theme. PE, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, physical education. I did ask him, I said, what's your favorite hobby? And he likes to play with his Hot Wheels, right? Yeah. Mom said that he's talking about bringing them to my office so we can play with them together at some point. Is that right?
Yeah.
Trying to get me in trouble with my boss. He's sitting right over there.
No.
Oh, well, I told you not to say that stuff out loud. Come on. His favorite food is tacos. I like tacos. That's good. I asked him what the craziest food was that he ever ate, and he said shrimp. I like shrimp. I don't think it's that crazy, but to him it was, right? Did you like it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Favorite color is yellow, and his favorite movie is The Avengers, right? What's your favorite superhero?
Iron Man.
Iron Man. I think Iron Man's a close second to Captain America, but we'll get along. All right. Now, I asked him what his favorite, what he liked best about being a Cardinal. He said, or about Bloomfield, he said being a Cardinal. So that's a good answer. And his teacher gave me a quote when I asked her why she chose Colton as student of the month. She said, and this is Miss Abrams, said, Colton is a very kind student who helps his peers when they need an extra hand. He knows the importance of completing work and shows self-discipline by finishing it on time. He also shows patience by waiting his turn and asking questions, and he is a wonderful student to have in class. Those are great words, you know that? You should be proud. You should be very proud of your I know your parents are proud of you. All right, so this, Colton, is your plaque for the December Student of the Month. Good job, bud. One, two, three. Come on, buddy. All right, so my third and final one, Reese Coker. Come on up here, buddy. I don't know if mom and dad know it, but this young man can talk. All right, he is a wealth of information. All right, so Reese is a first grader from Miss Hill's class, Miss Stephanie Hill. You like her as a teacher?
Yeah.
Pretty funny. Does she tell better jokes than me?
She doesn't like jokes.
Is that why she gives me a hard time and blames it on you?
Yeah.
I thought so. All right. So, Reese, his mom is Michelle, and dad Jason back here. Be very proud. You got a great young man. He's an only child. I asked him if that meant he was a spoiled brat. He says no. Mom and Dad shook their head yes. So I told him I come from a big family, so I have no idea what it means to be an only child. But do you like that?
Not really.
I say, you told me you wish you had a brother, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you need to talk to Mom and Dad about that. Favorite subject in school is PE. Those are 3 for 3 tonight on PE. I asked him what he liked to do most. He liked to shoot basketball. I asked him what his favorite food was, and he said grapes. I like grapes. That's good. Grapes. I asked him what the craziest food was he said he's ever eaten. He said pizza. I thought that was pretty normal. I don't know what kind of pizza your parents feed you, buddy, but you might want to watch out for that, all right? All right. Favorite color, gold. That's unusual, but that's all right, gold. I asked him what his favorite movie was, and he said, Remember the Titans. I love that movie. That's a cool movie.
It's based on a real story too.
It is. You're absolutely right. It sure is. He loves to play basketball. I asked him what he liked best about Bloomfield. He said going to the park, and then he said, Mom needs to take him there more often. So I told you I'd help you out. I got you back. Ms. Hill says that Reese isn't just a student of the month, that he is the student of the day every day. He is kind, caring, hardworking. He is a good friend to his classmates. Reese is always willing to lend a helping hand to anyone who needs one. He has a big heart of gold. Is that what you like gold?
Sure.
Your heart's made out of gold. That would make sense. Reese always goes the extra mile, and that she is very lucky to have him in class because he is such a good role model for other students. Those are huge words, man. That's awesome. So I guess we'll give her a pass for her bad jokes and not liking our jokes, right?
Yeah.
She's not so bad. All right. So, Reese, here's your plaque for being the January 2021 Student of the Month. Just smile. 1, 2, 3.
No problem, thank you.
Thank you to all 3 of the nominated students of the month, and we will bring in the high school students for you. Thank you.
Congratulations, guys. Thank you.
Hi, guys.
Tomorrow, right?
All right, tomorrow, that's right. Yeah, you were back.
Bye, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. You guys want to go in? Yeah, come on in. So where you want, you move the chairs around, get you guys slide up there. I told you how we're gonna go.
Get ready to see us when we spend the night loading up more.
Right.
Stay with you. She hates it when that bus don't come by her.
There she finally comes, I'm gonna rub her.
She's so thank you.
Jumping up and down.
I've waited for you for a very long time now.
All right. Well, so we're going to recognize our students of the month for January. And we have 3. We have 2 7th graders tonight and a junior. All right. And I told them we're going 7th grade first. Okay. All right. And we're going to go alphabetical order, start with 7th grade. So our first 7th grade student of the month is Amelia Bruner. Come on up. Okay. Mr. Riggleman said he printed his stuff off. See, I didn't know there was going to be a curveball. I was going to have to be speaking into a mic and holding the computer. So, right, yeah. So, the questions as we're going down through there, we already answered some about there, of course, she did this earlier. But Amelia's favorite food? Mac and cheese, that's right. Our next question is, what clubs, teams, programs, or groups are you involved with here at Bloomfield Junior Senior High School? Very active. Volleyball, basketball, booster club, FFA, band, cardinal song, and student council. Her hobbies, she likes basketball, hiking, photography, and raising chickens. I like that. Very good. Her favorite subject? Science. She likes science. What do you like about science?
I don't know.
There you go. We generally like things that we're good at, and she's good at science. And finally, the last question is, what do you like most about Bloomfield Junior Senior High School? She says, I like how we are a smaller school, and you get to know a lot of the people personally. Well done. All right, congratulations, Amelia. All right. That's right. Okay, here we go. One more. All right, congratulations. All right. Okay, and our second 7th grade student of the month is Adeline Martin. Come on up here. All right. Adeline's favorite food? Tacos. She likes tacos. I do too. I can eat a bunch of tacos. As you can tell, I can eat all. Her activities are clubs, teams, programs, and groups she's involved with. She plays softball, basketball, volleyball, and cross country. Well-rounded. Her hobbies, she likes softball, basketball, volleyball, cross country, and she loves to hunt. What do you love to hunt? Deer and turkey. All right. And have we been successful for deer this year? Okay. Well, we got turkey season coming up, right? Old Tom Turkey's going to. There you go. Nothing like it. Her favorite subject? Math. And why do you like math? Oh, and Mrs. Rod, if you're listening at home, there you go. You like Mrs. Rod, right? She talks fast. That's right. Plus, you're good at it. That's why I like it. And she says, what I like most about Bloomfield Junior Senior High School, I like how we have a small school because we all know each other. And that is a common theme right there. Congratulations, Al. Here you go. Well done. Good job.
Good job.
Okay, and our next student of the month is our junior student of the month, and that goes to Miss Ansley Ross. All right, Ansley's favorite food, a recurring theme here for an addict, they like tacos. Her involvement is FTK for the kids, Student Council, Beta, Booster Club, Mental Health Awareness Club, Cultural Club, Cheer, Cross Country, Unified Track, FCA Leadership, and Student Athletic Council. Her hobbies and likes, there you go. I like to watch TikTok and Netflix and hanging out with my friends. I don't know TikTok. I like Netflix. There you go. I need one, okay. All right. I'm sure you can tell. And again, her favorite subject is math. Now, your math level, you're in college algebra trigonometry, right? What do you like about math?
They're, well, for the most part, they're used to one answer, but it's not exactly like that. You get maybe different.
Multiple ways of looking at it. Okay. What do you like most about Bloomfield Junior Senior High School? I like the closeness of the community. And there we are. So congratulations, Ansley.
You get to Ansley's age in high school and just see the number of activities that you get involved in. So I'm really proud. Guys, thank you all for coming. Have a good evening.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow. All right. No, Monday. Sorry. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
All right, see ya.
Okay, then we'll continue with the elementary recognition.
All right, I just have a few here. I've only been in school for a week. I realize the kids may have been there for 2, but I've only been there for 1, so I just have a few here. Our character trait for January, I mean, normally we'd have, about 10 kids that I'd be naming off, but 2 weeks of virtual, we didn't have a drawing. We had a drawing the second week there for 2 kids, and we were supposed to have one today for 4 more, but we weren't there, so we'll have that tomorrow. So just to kind of let you know, our 2 winners for this month, and this month is self-discipline. And again, we get on the announcements every morning, we remind them what self-discipline is. We have a little reading that we do on an example of self-discipline. The kids show that to, they just do that in their everyday walk, and teachers recognize it, they give them character tickets, and we return them. We make the student turn them into the office, because I want them to have that ownership to know that was put in that bucket, you have a chance to win a prize or what have you. We bring those kids out into the hall, we make a big deal out of it, like we're cheering them on, we're doing all kinds of stuff. I want them to know that doing the right thing is celebrated. So our 2 winners for this month so far are Scarlett Strasser and Ellie Fig. They were our 2 winners. So they were excited, and they got their rewards, and they get all kinds of things that they can choose from. We give them tickets, like they can choose maybe it might be a free recess. I'll be honest with you, I've got to get that scheduled. My kids are getting all over me because I haven't done that yet. Or they get lunch with the principal. Who doesn't want lunch with the principal?
Right.
Right? Ms. Medina said that's called detention, but I don't buy it. So every once in a while, I get a kid that'll choose that, and I get to know them a little better, and that's pretty awesome. I did want to let you know that our 6th grade boys basketball team won their 6th grade tourney. The opponents that showed up to that were Owen Valley, White River Valley, and Linton, and they came out victorious. This is important because they have had a rough year. They have had injuries. They've been playing shorthanded for a while, and at times it's looked ugly. Just when you're constantly changing the lineup and all that, it's a struggle. But I've seen them get better, and I'll tell you, winning that tournament was a big deal for them. And boy, what a confidence booster. So I think you'll see a different team there if you get a chance to watch them. And the last thing that I have is just kind of a shout out to my teachers. Coming out of, going into Christmas break there, a lot of the guidance from the health department is K through 6 will be in session, will be traditional. So even though we had plans, for if we decided to go hybrid or we decided to go virtual, we hadn't really had to do it yet. I know Mr. Dean and his crew have had to do that, and they've probably gotten really good at it. But when we came out of Christmas there and we had to go virtual, it was kind of a shock a little bit. And, some of the things that we asked them to do, they hadn't done, and I didn't get any complaints. They just tackled it. They did their best. I'm not saying they didn't vent to one another, I'm sure they did. It gets overwhelming sometimes, but you know what? When we ask them to do it, it gets 100%. And that's all we can ask. And I felt like at the end of that first week of virtual, they've gotten pretty good at it. You know, from Monday to Friday, things have really changed. And then, of course, we came back for a week, and then we went virtual again, and they just hit the ground running. They didn't ask. They just did it. So, a huge shout out to my staff because they worked really hard and for the students. And I'm really, real proud of them. So just wanted to say that. And really, that's all I have. So Mr. Dean likes to talk. You're going to get a lot more from him. Hey, I drove 3 hours with this guy around Plymouth, and him and Kyle going home, and I don't think I got 2 words in the whole way. So I'm going to hand this over to him.
How about that trip?
Really need battery.
Yeah, he's true on that. Between Kyle and I, he didn't get a word in. So, okay, so just like Mike said, it's, you know, not a whole lot of recognitions, but a few that I do have. Number one, of course, being a principal administrator here in the state of Indiana, being a part of the Indiana Association of School Principals, there are a lot of activities that are through the IASP. 2 of those are academic related, or more actually. A couple recognitions are one, the Rising Stars, which are juniors, the class of this year, class of 2022, and we will be submitting for our academic all-star here shortly. But we have 4 juniors who were recognized as Indiana, or I should say, upcoming Rising Stars of the Indiana class of 2022. They would be Harley Chipman. These are all juniors. Harley Chipman, Kinley Moody, Ansley Ross, who was just here, and Christopher Royal. So I want to recognize them, and the ISP sent out a newsletter that had that, all their names, of course, all the schools around that did that. One thing that we just wrapped up this week, which I want to give a shout out, number one, to Ms. Fagan, formerly Mrs. Crane, for setting up the schedule, and then also to all of our teachers and the parents as well. We had adjusted our schedule on Tuesday to handle the PSAT testing for our sophomores and freshmen. So juniors and seniors had an e-learning day. They were not remoting in because we set up several testing rooms so everybody was socially distanced and could handle that. It really went off without a hitch. All the freshmen and sophomores, granted, some didn't make it in, but the majority of them were in here, took the test. Marie in the cafeteria had lunches for all of them. The red students who were actually supposed to be virtual that day went home after the test, grabbed lunch with them, told some of them to take, if they had siblings at home, to take those as well. So that was a big day, and everybody just went off without a hitch. Teachers did a great job getting it set up and getting it moving. And like I said, Ms. Fagan with the scheduling there. So we have another testing day coming up here on Tuesday. We're going to give the ASVAB to our juniors, the entire junior class, and to some seniors. And we've got that handled. Of course, we'll be back in person at that time. Just a few more here. Girls varsity basketball, certainly preparing for the sectional. They got next week. We're hosting the sectional. Certainly with COVID, it is a little bit different, certainly, about how many people that we'll be able to allow, let in, following the guidelines that we have from the county and the color that we're in at the time. But still looking forward to that, and for the girls, and not just Bloomfield, but the other 6 teams in the sectional to compete. But glad that we were able to host that this year. I want to recognize individually Kylie Shelton. Kylie scored 1,000 points this year, and considering that she had reconstructive knee surgery last year, around December, January, and then to be able to come back at this time and to do that. So that's really, really happy and proud of Kylie for doing that. Of course, she also signed her letter of intent to attend Vincent University last week for a basketball scholarship. So we're wishing her the best of luck with that. Our boys basketball finished runner-up in the GCI and continue to navigate through their season. They play tomorrow on Saturday, and then next week during the week as the girls section goes on. Our 7th grade boys basketball team were tourney champs here and took care of business. I think Robinson, Illinois actually was in the tournament this year and filled the spot, of course, Lennon, and took care of that. So congratulations to our 7th grade boys basketball team. And to really echo what Mike said about the teachers, and really just everybody, just literally everybody in the building, you know, custodians, support staff, cafeteria, maintenance, you name it. Everybody's, you know, of course, had to deal with all the same things as we're going along, but it's the constant changes, not constant, but weekly changes that we've made. And, you know, Mike said we've done it since prior to Thanksgiving. And our teachers, I feel, have gotten very good at being able to handle virtual learning, either on a hybrid schedule or if it was all virtual. But the ladies in the office, like I said, you know, just for example, Marie, and when we were virtual, the ladies in the cafeteria getting meals for the families to come and pick up. You know, it's a whole team effort. And really, I'm excited for everybody to be back in the building on Monday, K through 12. It's been a long time. So it's been second week in November since we've had everybody on the high school side in the building at one time. So it's going to be exciting. I know the kids are ready for it, just in the conversations that I've had with them. They want it, they need it. It gives them more focus on their studies, and they need that socialization. So, all right, thank you. Yo.
Speaking of Kylie Shelton.
Yes.
Way in, I was looking at I-99, and she was named player of the week.
There you go.
I just wanted to go that. Thank you. On my way.
That's it. I don't listen to country, so. There you go. Good job.
Full-time rock and roll.
All right. The next agenda item is public comments regarding the agenda item. Do we have any public comments?
I don't see any sign-in.
Seeing none, we'll continue on to our consent agenda.
Consent agenda here, we have the meeting minutes from December regular board meeting, December 17th, and the minutes from January 7th, when we had the Board of Finance and our reorganization meeting. We have the treasurer reports, and you receive those attachments in your packet, as well as the minutes that I mentioned. Personnel, you have a list of hired, athletic, ECA, and then some resignations there. I won't read all of those. Again, after I go through this, if there's any questions or comments, we can discuss these. We have donations. We have an anonymous donation to the athletic department for $5,000, from the Beer family for $100, and then a donation to the ROTC from American Arms and Bloomington for $550. And we just want to publicly thank the donors. You really help a lot of things be able to happen here at Bloomingdale when you give of your finances and resources. We appreciate that. And that's the consent agenda. Any questions or discussion about the consent agenda before we ask for approval?
First of all, if you'll have to pull something down, I'm not done consenting it.
Yeah, and they're listed here as separate items.
So we'll do those after this?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then, question on the treasurer's report, yes, reports. I know that the, ECA accounts not included in the treasurer's reports, but, obviously with COVID restrictions and everything, I'm sure our athletic department balances suffered. I was wondering if you could kind of give us an update on where that is.
Yeah.
What we're doing with field staff.
ECA, I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but in general, we are spending more money than we're making in. Athletic department's done a great job with cash balance in that. We've had a nice cushion, which is, when I talk about our funds, we're wanting to have 3 months expenses and 25%, and we do. Kind of why you do it, for rainy days in a sense, make sure we have that, and athletic department has done that. I will say that it's cut more than half during this time. So obviously, a large part of the income of that is fans, and then fans also help concessions and all sports tickets and all that, and we just don't have that. So our expenses are significantly exceeding our income right now. Luckily, we had a good balance, but it's more than that.
$5,000 anonymous donation. I have another question on the transfer of medical operations from radio. What will that bring, that transfer bring our total to in the radio side?
Steve, we'll do that in other business.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not part of the understand price, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Okay, any other questions, comments? Okay, we have a recommendation to approve the consent agenda. Can I have a motion? Okay, thank you. Can I have a second? Okay, and since we have one member virtually, we will start with her. And we'll do in favor, yay or nay, Marissa?
Yay.
Okay, and the rest of us, all in favor, raise your hand. Okay, any opposed? Okay, thank you. And we do have three separate personnel, that had to be pulled from the consent agenda, and we'll do each one of those separately. The first one is, Megan Dowden for elementary website coordinator. And we all can vote except for Steve on this one. And again, Marissa, yay or nay?
Yay.
Okay, the rest of them, all in favor? Okay, thank you. Any opposed? All right, thank you. The next one will be, Kevin McIntosh for junior high softball coach. And, everyone can vote, but Marissa on this one. So all in favor, raise your hand. All right, no opposed, thank you. And the last one, is Lana Pinnock for volunteer high school track coach. And everyone can vote for Lana on that one. And so we'll start with Marissa again. Marissa, yay or nay?
Yay.
Okay, Marissa, all in favor? All right, no opposed, thank you. And we will go on to other business at this time, thank you.
All right, other business, we have the 21st century positions that were listed in the file as other business, that was presented to us by Kathy Martin, the director of that, so asking for approval of those positions.
We have recommendations, do we have any questions or comments? Okay, can I have a motion, please? Okay, Steve, can I have a second? David, thank you. Marissa, we'll start with you. Yay or nay?
Yay.
Okay, everybody else, all in favor? All right, thank you. And the next agenda item is, the transfer from operations to revenue.
Yes, so we are asking for consent to transfer money from the operations fund to the rainy day fund. This, we have $312,000 to put in that rainy day fund. That would put our rainy day fund at approximately 10% of our operations and education fund, which is really, about exactly where we want to be with the rainy day fund, to have a rainy day fund. It's about what they recommend, and, just asking for permission to get that fund to where we want it to be.
All right, we have a recommendation, do we have any comments or questions? Okay, all right, any others? Okay, well, with recommendation, can I have a motion, please? Lana, all right, second, please? Terry, all right, again, we'll start with you, Marissa, yay or nay?
Yay.
Okay, everyone else, all in favor? Okay, no one opposed, thank you. Next agenda item is, final reading of the Neola board policy.
Yes, we had the first reading at the December board meeting, a very short document to read. I'm being sarcastic, almost 200 pages of updates that I worked for Neola rep. And really the purpose of those policies is to protect us legally, that our policies match the laws, and that we have these to guide us and direct us for making good decisions for our school. And we had first reading, I entertain questions on that. I guess the same thing here for the final read. Is there any discussion items on that or questions? And if not, we can move for approval of the updated Neola policy.
Do we have any questions? Sorry? Okay, all right, so can I have a motion? Oh, Steve, okay, and, second, please? Gary, all right, again, I'll start with you, Marissa, yea or nay?
Yay.
Okay, everyone else, all in favor? All right, anyone opposed? All right, thank you. The next agenda item is report, and looks like, Ready School Grant update.
Yep, we got, appreciate Jimmy Medina being here, to present on the Ready Schools Grant, which has really been integral. And I think I commented this maybe at the last board meeting, just how beneficial it's been to me as a new superintendent, that a lot of this work of interviewing people, getting feedback of what we're doing well, what we can improve in. It's kind of work a superintendent would want to do coming in, and a lot of it's been done. So part of my job is just to work with Jimmy and the team and our staff and administration to say, okay, these things are laid out, let's move forward with accomplishing these things. Hope I'm not stealing any of the thunder, but she is going to present on how we're doing with that. So thanks.
Okay, I hope I don't repeat myself too much to those of you who have already heard the Ready Schools bill a few different times. These going around are the Ready Schools core principles. Students will be engaged in a relevant path to success with a key on that word relevant. Prepared for life after school, be able to collaborate.
Go. Did you okay with that?
We want to make sure that as a school, we are not alone an island, that we are collaborating with industry partners within our region. We want our teachers to be able to focus on skills and curriculum that are rooted in relevancy. And through all of these things, we are strengthening our community. Ready Schools through ROI, Regional Opportunities Initiatives, talks about Ready Schools, and they also talk about Ready Communities, and they are very hand in hand of how we need to work together for these purposes. After a year of research, doing interviews with parents, teachers, students, we collected a lot of data and synthesized and came up with 4 main goals for our school: improvements in communication, sharing vision and collaboration, student guidance and support, and meaningful teaching and learning practices. This just says, I want the best for my child. And often as I'm going through this, I have my teacher lens, I have my community lens. But at the end of the day, it's about my kid and it's about your kids and how we are preparing them when they walk out this door. Yes, they're great at math. Can that translate? Are they ready for their jobs to make our community stronger with that skill? And how do we improve our teaching so that they are? I wanted to share this part. Some of it's funny, some of it's a little pat on the back, because I'll tell you right now, it's a tough time. It's a tough time in teaching. It's a tough time for everyone around. And it's like, are we getting anywhere? You know, there's a lot of comments, we just need a mulligan for this year. We're going to do it over. And with Ready Schools goals, as I go through, there are plenty that we are right on the money, and then there are some that we're off. But today, as I was preparing and looking back through things, I found this list of some senior wishes. So these are hopes and wishes from some of our 12th graders that we interviewed. And I just thought with the virtual that we've been doing, some of these are a little funny. More freedom, more study time. Could I get a free period, perhaps? Could I use my phone in free time? Could I listen to music? Guess what, kids? A home you can do all of those things. You are welcome. We heard you. We did what you wanted. They requested a new superintendent. You're welcome. We did that. Offer more dual credit classes. We've done. Just a lot of these more music classes. I'm not sure my son agrees, but all 7th graders are taking music, and I think it's wonderful. It's there, and they asked for it. We didn't say that. That was kids in school who said we should do this. Let's see. Let us text, make classes more college-like. Hey, we could not get more college-like than what we're doing right now. So I just thought it was funny that a lot of nap time. You are welcome, kids. We listened. You're welcome. All right. All right, so starting with our goals, our first one was communication. And, you know, a lot of people, when they did the Ready Schools, it went straight for, what do we need money for? What do we need money for? And we really worked with our community and listening to the interviews, not for how we wanted to spend the money, but where are the areas that we need to work on? And we found that communication was a number one thing. And communication, for the most part, is free. But if it's not in place, then none of the rest of your goals are going to succeed. So communication was our big first one. And I will not be reading all of this to you. I will send it out after the presentation, so don't feel like you're going to miss anything. It will be shared. Daily announcements have been a hit. They are appreciated. Yes, there are people who are tired of them in their box. They're in my box. You ignore it. If you don't want to look at it, that's fine. But they're there and they're offered. The improved website we'll talk about here in a minute. There are lots of areas that we have made gains in, and there are some that we still need to work on. One of the pieces of Ready Schools that I'm going to be passionate about, and you're going to hear me over and over, this was a long process that we did to get this information. We cannot treat that information as an end point. Because if I interviewed students today, their answers are going to change. And we have to be open and willing and listening to our community and listening to our kids to see, okay, we took care that you wanted nap time and more your music during classes, but now we need to hear you need more of this. So this is a start, but already with the administrators, they've worked on, after seeing our communication survey, now what are our goals? So our new goals are to improve our website. I was happy to hear elementary has a dedicated person to get that going. Be more consistent. This is on the teachers, just updating our gradebooks more consistently. Improve variety and use of Facebook posts. Just honest here, I love to take pictures. I mean, I love it. If you go to my classroom right now, there's a whole wall collage of old pictures. My phone, probably like 12,000. I mean, it's kind of it's a problem. Love to take pictures. This year in my classroom, I don't. You know, you don't do it because of the fear that that picture, some kid in the back is going to take his mask off to scratch his face, and that's going to get posted, and we're going to get blasted for it. And so Facebook, yeah, it suffered a little bit from that, and I hope we can get back to posting all the great things that we're doing, because great things are still happening, but our posts have definitely gone down. So one of the comments that was made was, too much sports, not enough of the classroom stuff. Well, that's a little glimpse into why. I'm going to quickly just go through and touch on some things in our survey results. I will say also, as you know, this is a hard year to send out a survey, because just the minute I'm ready to press send, something else happens that makes people mad, and you really don't want to send it out right after you just did this, or you just did this, or you just did this. And so we didn't send it out until December, and I think we ended up red the next day. And so they could have been skewed a little. All right, so this is the community results. So what I have done here is just, if it's in green, it's an improvement from last year. So as you can see, people are overall happy with our school's communication. 85% of people who filled it out were happy with our communication. It's accurate and accessible, 82%. Up-to-date website. So this is an area which I've already talked about, and you've mentioned we need to work on. You know, only half of the people that filled it out are happy with our website. We've got some work to do there. Knowing how to access child's grades and assignments, almost 90%. I was surprised that was so high. That's great. But my child's grades assignments are accurate enough to date, back down to around 50%. And in the comments, what we had is this really varies. It really varies. And so that's why we have made it a goal, just more consistency, K-12. I clearly understand how to access school calendar and extracurricular calendar, 72%. Teachers are informing me about 75%. This one I marked in yellow. It went up, but it's way too low to consider a grade. It says information from school board meetings is readily accessible. And we just have to remember we are in a one-click world. And 4 clicks down a rabbit hole, even though it seems simple to us, we navigate it all the time. It needs to be 1 click in there for them to see it. And school messenger notifications are accurate and useful. 81%, still great, but down from the year before. I will say we have a lot more notifications that we're having to send out, and they aren't good news often. So that could also be a piece of that. Among these staff, mostly we have good improvements, and I won't go line by line on this one. As you can see in yellow here, it's higher than the community, but still a concern with our website. And then our extracurriculars, not being able to just find those on the website and know what's going on there. And then, with this, we all understand, but at the same time are frustrated by the changes. And, yes, people are doing it and hopefully with smiles, but, the timeline of knowing things, it's rough on people. So down to 60% on that. So those were kind of the goods and bads, but I'll tell you one of the pieces that I am most proud of, and again, this did not cost us a penny, but it was something that was missing and is so great, is we now have a student-led elementary publication and a student-led high school publication. And if you have not read these, they're pretty fantastic. I know I'm biased. They're pretty fantastic. This is the elementaries, the Bird's Nest, and Candace Patterson helps organize this, and everything is written by our 5th graders. So this is theirs, and it goes on.
Where do we access those? Because I've seen them post them on Facebook, but then I haven't seen them for a while. So is it because they've not been able to do them? That was December.
That was December's, and
Yeah.
honestly, I'm pretty sure December's was their first one.
Okay.
And now that we've been out, will there be a January right on time? I don't know.
But they're on the website, I assume, somewhere?
We looked today and they are not.
Okay.
Again, website. We need a better website.
In the elementary, we are still struggling to get our website. There's a big reason why I wanted Megan to kind of take the lead on it. We're still figuring out how to get in and do it.
Oh, okay.
So we're having to get with Christy Glade and some of them that have the knowledge.
Yeah.
And so I hadn't really dedicated one person to that yet. So that's why I talked to Megan and she agreed. She's gonna kind of take the lead. We'll help. She's gonna kind of take the lead. We've got to get our website up again.
I just want to go on record that I did not vote for it.
I told her you'd be a problem.
This is high schools, and just as a past teacher of the students who've written the articles, it just makes me proud. I know it makes their parents proud, and it's good information. I want to know what Peter Combs thinks he should go eat at the restaurant. I don't know if you've read them; they're hilarious, and then they're factual too. I've read Maddie England's telling you different recipes and things she's done. So there's great information in these, and so far, yeah, they've only been posted on Facebook. The good thing about the high school one is it is a Google link, so if you've got it once, you've got it forever. They just update it there. The elementaries is a PDF, so that's a little different. All right, shared vision and collaboration. I was happy here today. This was the first school board meeting I've been to where it was read before the meeting, and I heard the words, and I was impressed. Shared vision and collaboration. Our original goals: reinvent PTO, have more town hall meetings with community involvement, create a simplified vision, mission, and expectations for the district, and have weekly collaboration among teachers. So 2 out of 4, great. The other 2 is a COVID, just we can't do the things we want to do. I want to talk just about this vision and mission for just a second. I was having a little fun with a slideshow. I had last year's vision and mission up there and was like trying to get the X to come in and swoop it away and bring this one in, but it was too elaborate, so I stopped. The vision and mission that was created last year, so many words, and I'm sorry to anyone who helped make it in the room, sorry. I'm sure it's great, it's great. But this is simple, and it means something, and no, I can't quote it exactly right now, but I can get this part, and it's something we believe in. But more important than the vision and mission, because those are just words on a paper, if they don't translate into your academics. More important than this to me was the way we got to these words. This weekly teacher collaboration, 2 o'clock on a Friday stinks, but it's the day the community said. Parents said Tuesdays would be best for us. That's what we're doing. As a teacher, man, it's hard to get up for those meetings 2 o'clock on a Friday, but people are, and they're doing a great job in these meetings. And this meeting in particular, we gathered in the high school library, and we were mixed up. So we had high school teachers, support staff, elementary teachers, administrators, all mingled around. And for the first time in a long time, in a meeting like that, there were giggles, there was joy, there was happiness. We did not know it was going to turn into the super spreader event that it was. But it was so great. It was so great to have that moment where we knew we were not all going to exactly agree on words. We get a bunch of teachers in the room. We're never going to agree on the words, but we believed in what we were talking about. And later, Dr. Lehman sent out some draft things. People got on there. They said what they liked and didn't like on a big Google Doc, and it got created together. And that is what this is about. And it's the little things. You know, is that why we got $500,000 to do this? You know what? It's important. And if that groundwork's not done, what you're spending your money on doesn't matter. All right, going on, enough of that. All right, student guidance and support. This is where I was going to read my list of the things the kids wanted, but we had said we wanted to have a special spot for kids where they could get extra help. And thanks to the 21st Century Grant, the before and after school, it has really helped to bridge that gap for kids who just need extra help before and after school, don't have Wi-Fi at home, needed transportation. And transportation is a big one. And that program can provide it is huge. So these are some of our CCLC kids working. Students have been involved in surveys and offered chances for input, but overall we know students have less choice and independence currently due to COVID. It's just how it has to be at this moment. That doesn't mean we give up on this goal. It's just not yet. All right, so last and most important, meaningful teaching and learning. These are the things that we knew we wanted to do. We wanted a systemic careers curriculum, and that is a big piece of preparing our kids for our community. We have to know, one, what kind of jobs are out there, but what jobs are best for our kids. And I'll be real honest with you right now. This is the part of our plan that I am 100% the most passionate about. And I will tell you, I'm behind on it. This year, you know, it's tough. It is tough. With our time, you know, I've got kids who are still trying to add and subtract going left to right. You know, how do I work this in? But I'm going to keep talking about this, and I'm going to keep bringing it up because it is important. A recent graduate of ours, his mother posted on Facebook just the other day how he had left the career path, the college career path he was on, and he had started a new career path. And I said to that mom, and I said, I'm so happy for him because what he was on the track for didn't fit him. This fits him. But one thing I think we don't do enough of is help kids learn about themselves and what their strengths are. We try to fit into certain categories, and we have strengths that we need to explore. And man, if they can figure those things out here, how much money are we saving you down the road? And life. And I know I've told my story several times that, I didn't start out going to be a teacher. I knew I wanted to work with kids, and I thought physical therapy is where I would do that. Turns out that was not a fit at all for me. Not at all. I don't do blood, guts, any of that stuff. Like, no. But I'd had that locked in for so long, and no one had tried to tell me otherwise or to show me, yeah, you're really good at this. Here's a category you might really think about. The world of work, each year, kids are to be introduced to 6 different careers, hitting the RIASEC, realistic, investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, and conventional. But along with introducing them to these careers, so that when they graduate and you say, name careers, they can say more than doctor, lawyer, school teacher. Okay, there's step one, which is huge, because kids really don't know much past what their parents do and what they see immediately around them. So this introduces them to way more careers, but it has a totally separate part that introduces them to strengths, interests, values. If I know my strengths, interests, and values and know which of these fit, I'm going to be so much further along. This is not about trying to get kids to adulthood earlier. This is about helping them eliminate choices that just really don't fit. If you're adamant, no, I really want to do this, we're never going to not support you there. But if we can help you see, man, look at your skills and how do you feel when you do this? Does it feel more natural to you? When people start to realize those things, they can do much better. One of the activities that we have done in 4th grade, strengths, and it's real simple. Write your name 10 times. Okay? Piece of cake. Now write your name 10 times with your opposite hand. And they struggle. And the conversation there is just, man, how much easier is it when you do things that are within your own strength and within what comes natural to you? So lots more to come. And the biggest piece of World of Work is the connection between that and actual experiences and actual field trips. But COVID. So the money allocated for those just keeps getting pushed down until we can do those things. Hopefully those things are soon. The Makery is a great thing that is up and going. This is just a real concise look at what has happened in the Makery just this fall. Over 400 people have toured in person. More than 262 designs were brought to life on the Glow Forge. That doesn't mean copies of things, like 262 individual things. 60 students increased their knowledge of integers by creating board games. They designed and printed their games using Tinkercad. 12 uniforms were designed and made by the charter members of the Bloomfield bowling team. 27 staff members came and learned how to weed vinyl and press their own shirts. I think we've got some people in here who made their own shirts. 13 designs were submitted by students and staff for an ornament contest. 16 middle school students designed and made shirts matching their unique taste. And 18 students created maps using circuitry to enhance their understanding of world religions. As much as we would hope in this time, in this time, yes. As much as we would have hoped a year ago, no, we would have hoped for more. Training that was supposed to be in June happened in November. So, we're getting there. The one thing I want to stress with the Makery, if ever you're hearing like, oh, they're just not using enough, it's just not producing enough. I want you to know the way we are looking at our Makery and using our Makery is different from other schools. And nothing wrong with other schools. What they do is great, and I'm sure it goes along with their data. What our data said was our kids need more relevant experiences and more hands-on experiences. It could be really easy to just turn into a t-shirt making workshop. It could be really easy to just make. But that disconnects it from the learning. So having a Mr. Von Allman doing a world religions project and connecting it to circuitry in the Makery, that's what we're after. We're after the connection between the projects teachers were already doing and how we take it to that next level with 21st century tools. Is there anyone in the room who's not been to the Makery? Okay, because I have a video of a walkthrough, but I can skip that part if everybody's been. Okay. Teachers in grades 6 through 8 have had initial PBL training through New Tech and have also worked with New Tech on culture. Having those conversations with kids and thinking about advisory and how that works. One last piece I want to talk about with New Tech that our 6th through 8th grade teachers are doing is this learning outcomes. This is a piece, again, that when we look at our kids and are we preparing them for life after school, how did getting 100 on that history test prepare you for after school? How did getting that 80 on your geometry test prepare you for after school? It prepared you. It did a chunk of it. That's knowledge and skills that are great to have. But if that's all we do, then we're missing a piece. And learning outcomes deal with oral communication, written communication, collaboration, and agency. And what the goal of this is to have kids whose grades are not based just on that one test score or that quiz or that one homework, but how are they working together in class? How are they being an agent for themselves? How are they writing and communicating? We know that's what employers want. They want kids not only with knowledge, but the ability to communicate and advocate for themselves and all of those things. A quick brag on my kid, Owen. If you don't know Owen, he's pretty quiet. He was kind of freaking out a day or so ago, I don't know. I'm here, they're working at home, internet's not working. And so he sent me the message, how do I set up a hotspot? And I'm like, I don't know. And I said, reboot it, try again, whatever. Finally got it working, whatever. But he, on his own, without his mother telling him to, sent a message to his teacher telling her what had happened. Now that might not seem like a big deal. But I know with my 4th graders already, I'm saying if you can't make them meet, please send me a message. And those are skills of how we need to talk with each other and communicate. Don't just not show up, communicate. So I was pretty impressed with that agency for himself. And I love these t-shirts. I need to make one for myself. This was a project Christy Bladen did with her, what's the class called, Mr. Dean? Miss Bladen's
Employability skills.
employability skills and connected. These kids are not only learning how to weed and print their shirt, but they had to do some research and figure out, I don't know if you can see it, read Carrie Mack, listen to Sheryl Crow, be a good human. Read Rick Riordan, listen to AJR, be a good human. And so they were coming up with what are theirs. And so again, that connection between the school project and using the tools that we have to make it better. And I think that's it for me. I think I'm ready. Yeah, questions? And then I talk a lot.
Thank you.
Very good, thank
Got it.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks for that, good job, appreciate it so much, and,
Okay, our next report is the superintendent report.
all right. Just kind of updating on a few things. We, as a leadership team, meet monthly, and we have all the different areas and leaders in those, and I just try to highlight some of these from that meeting that I think are pertinent for the public, pertinent for the school board, and want to share with over here across the current bus barn. If you start seeing dirt being moved, they're getting that land ready for a new bus barn right across from that one. So we take down a tree, and we move about 5 feet of soil over there to get it ready for that full barn, for that bus barn. We're putting the new one up because we're tearing down the old one. But we needed the old one, but it's in the way of our bus garage, where the buses will be coming in. So initially, we didn't want to tear down the old one until the new one's up, but the people who won the bid are 4 months behind. So we're having to move that stuff, different spots, and get that. It's not going to happen that way. We have to tear that down, and that other one should be up around June. So just letting you know if you start seeing dirt moving around there, why that's happening. Okay. Over Christmas break too, 20 new sonics we're putting in elementary. And the smart board ceiling projectors were taken out. A lot of projects that I won't read each one, but just a good summary on our maintenance department did a wonderful job, and they were busy, which was great, doing all the items right there. And of course, if there's any questions or comments, you can do that. So COVID summary there that I gave you, I give that weekly. I don't feel like I need to summarize that. W-2s have been sent out, getting close to tax season. W-2s are sent out. Stacy did a wonderful job with that. And as far as the building plan, details are still in process. We just had an hour-and-a-half meeting today about the furniture in the elementary classrooms. Just how we're going to make those decisions, budget and all that. Bids in March, we have the bids and figure out where we're going to hire for the different projects around here. So moving forward with that, any questions or comments about some of that summary I gave you?
Thank you, Madam. Next agenda item is board member comments and items for future agenda.
I guess I do have a question, or comment. With the town hall type meeting that we had cut in, I know because of COVID, but, with the gym facilities being able to open back up to, what is it, a quarter capacity?
25%,
or- I mean, is that a possibility that we could maybe look into that at some point? I mean, I can't imagine that it has to be held at town hall that we would. I just, I was thinking about this a few weeks ago. I thought, boy, it's a shame that we can't really do that. And I noticed that we have a neighboring school that just held one. And I just thought, oh, they might be moving in that direction. So just something to think about if,
I'd love to help plan it when you say all schools, 25%.
587 is 25% of our capacity in the book.
oh, no, I think we'd be fine with that. I can't imagine that we have 580. I mean, it'd be great if we did and we're able to have that, but
When we get the yellow, then that's when we get the 25%.
that was just something I was thinking about when you mentioned that.
I think we could get one. Get together, talk about how we want that to look. And all that.
Melissa, do you have any comments or?
Not sure she's in there yet.
I think I'm good.
Okay, thank you. All right, seeing no other, board member comments, our future meetings, we'll have our regularly scheduled board meeting February the 25th, and also March the 18th, and then we will have a board orientation and training on March the 9th, here in the boardroom. And at this time, we'll adjourn the meeting.